Hey everybody. Um, so here we are again today. This one was kind of last minute, just because everything's been up in the air, and it's just everything is all crazy right now. Um, and I'm literally smiling to keep from crying. But I wanted to do a self care check in today. Like honestly, I could talk about hair every single day. I love talking about hair, but I also wanted to make sure that I check in with you guys and see how you're doing and how you're feeling about everything that's been going on the last, well, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then 3 and 4 months. And so I basically, thanks, Shauna. Basically, this is a real time that we're in, and I think a lot of us don't really know how to feel right now or what to feel or what to do. I don't think that we really truly know. And so I think we're all just trying to figure it out. And the world is basically watching. It's like, okay, so Black Lives Matter, what does it mean? What do you guys want now? And we can't really answer that fully because we are learning what we want. We don't even know from not having for so long. So I'm bringing in a couple of my friends today so we can talk. We're going to talk hair. We're going to talk life. We're going to talk everything. We're going to talk to you all so that y'all can chime in on how you feel. Because now there's like a lot of emotional healing that needs to happen in our communities around the world. A lot of our Black communities around the world, African communities, people, brown people. There's a lot of healing that needs to be done. And so this is an opportunity for us to have a voice and to come together to have that voice too. So I'm going to introduce Portia and Dana and bring them on. Hey, Portia. Hey, Dana. I think Dana's muted. Let's unmute you. Oh, Dana, you have to unmute yourself, I guess. There you are. Hi,
Hello.
Dana. I would love to see you, Dana. It's a bit dark, or there's a something on top of maybe your screen your camera might have to be wiped a little bit with like a cloth. All right, let's. I'm playing with this. I want to minimize myself. Can we all see each other?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, um, oh, this is good, Rachel. I see you, Rachel. They said Dana's light is dark. I think it's better now. How about now, Nadine? Is that better? So I during quarantine, I've been doing a few things. I've been working out and I've been eating. So I am fit and also fabulous. Right under there. But mostly, I am grateful to have the support of my friends in the natural hair community. I've had a lot of people check on me in the natural hair community. Even before the protesting started, there were some great people who checked in to see how I'm doing, just even fans on Instagram. So I'm so grateful to them. How about you guys?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Portia, because you're here in America from the
Yeah.
UK. So
Yeah.
how's that going for you? Are you kind of like you wish you were back in the UK, or is it kind of the same? Listen, you see how loud it is.
It's been interesting because, of course, what's happening right now is global, both in terms of COVID-19 and police brutality. So, being a black person in the UK is already interesting enough as is,
Mhm.
because the UK only claims us when it's convenient, which is the
Mhm.
reason why I tend to lead with the fact that I'm a Caribbean person who was born and raised in the UK,
Mhm.
because that's how I've always identified.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's tough because,
I'm gonna close this. You keep talking.
okay, people love a lot of people love to think that the UK is less racist. They use all these terms to kind of tone down what's actually happening in the UK, but the truth is they just don't like to talk about it, because if they spoke about it, you would actually understand that they're really the OG racists. You guys have to remember who you celebrate independence from on the 4th of
Wow.
July. They have been doing this for centuries, for so many generations. There are stats coming out now about how they paid slave owners out of
Mhm.
sympathy when slavery was ended, and
Mhm.
the descendants continue to get paid
Yeah.
up until 2050.
Wow. Wow.
I did not know that. Wow.
So when we speak about, of course, white privilege, it's not as simple as, oh, you can go to a drugstore and find makeup in your shade. There's a very institutional, generational thing that is entrenched and continue to
Hmm.
benefit you and give you a leg up, whether you want to admit it or not.
Yeah. One of my friends is an actress in London, and she has been talking about it for a long time. And she said no one's talking about the racism there, so they act like you're crazy when you bring it up.
Yeah.
And even now, she said that, and in France too. My friends in France are saying that the news is like they don't get it. They're like, "What are they marching about? We don't understand."
Hmm.
So, is it our job to educate the rest of the world about who we are, or is it their job to do the research and find out? What do you think, Dana?
I go back and forth on that issue. I think that when it comes down to people who you are have a relationship with, who you're friends with, we educate each other back and forth all the time. I may ask my friend what would she recommend as far as like maybe a nice top with certain pants. And I don't think that should be only just to fashion when it comes to friends. We should be able to talk about and share everything in our opinions. And I
Mm-hmm.
also come from a mother that has taught me about who we are, who we really are as African Americans, as Africans, descendants from Africans. She made me watch Shaka Zulu when I was really not wanting to, but she didn't care. And at the end of the day, always we are going to be the ones that has the most understanding, the best perspective, and just knowledgeable about movies going from Cicely Tyson to
Yeah.
now. That's why I don't feel like I need to watch 12 Years a Slave,
Yeah.
besides for my personal reasons, because I've already seen all that. So with that being said, it is not our job to educate anyone that has the ability to obtain information just like I can obtain information. It is
Mm-hmm.
not my job to answer silly questions that have been answered, and as far as debate, especially when you're questioning has something behind it. Isn't it coming from
Mm-hmm.
true understanding? So I
Mhm.
think we sometimes can look at that and maybe get a little upset for you asking the question, but people need to be genuine in their asking the question. So
Yeah. 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 So I think that part of this, so I've been getting a lot of calls about people wanting to be educated, not black folks, but everybody else. And I'm going, I feel uncomfortable. First of all, I'm going to be 52 this year. So how
Mm.
long you waited all this time to finally come ask me questions about my culture, in a way where you want to maybe act like you care, you want to ask me questions about your child's hair of mixed race, and the child is now 9 years old, and this whole time you've been doing what to the hair? And I think people are starting to wake up, but I don't know if it's a woke where they are being proactive for themselves, or if it's just a woke like, hey guys, I'm here for you. Just let me know what you need, and you go sit back down on the couch, kind of thing. So it's just a very interesting time for us to stop everything we're doing to educate everybody else about what we've been asking for forever, you know? So I don't know, because I know even Dana and you and like you and Portia, you guys get strange questions about your hair sometimes, even your natural hair. So what's like one of the strangest things you've had somebody say to you about your natural hair, Portia?
When I lived in Switzerland for 3 years and I was in an all white environment, so I wore box braids almost exclusively, but there was a period in where I took them out and I did other things. So when I had cane rows in, someone approached me and said, "Is your hair done by machine or by hand?"
Mm-hmm. What?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's a different question.
And I remember telling
Oh
my
my
brother
God.
got home, and that was like the joke of the week. He was like, "Okay, Portia, so what machine did you use to do your hair this time? Was it the Hair Braider 3000?" Because we just could not believe.
That's so, yeah, I don't even know what to say about that.
But to go back to what you were saying before about educating people and what that looks like, I 100% agree that it is not our responsibility, because we were already going through enough as it is.
Yeah.
Before the pandemic, before police brutality got to the point it is today, at least the known point, because it's always been a thing. Now it's just being recorded. And I relate to what Dana was saying about being told these very graphic things at a young age, but you kind of just run with it. I was 15 when I was given a copy of Harriet Washington's Medical Apartheid.
I,
So
I haven't even read that one.
it goes in depth about all the horrible experiments they did on Black people medically. I believe it was during the syphilis trials. I'm 26 now and I haven't read it since. I need a minute, as you can imagine. But in the same way, right? You can give me names, you can give me certain events and dates to look up. The rest is on me. So I don't mind kind of giving you a tidbit of that information, but what I'm not about to do is spoon feed you and re-traumatize myself in the process, because you can learn to braid your hair to look like us, you can learn to do a TikTok, you'll spend hours doing that even if you're still doing it. So keep the same energy when it comes to learning about our history and the things that we've been through.
Yes. Thank you.
That's a true statement.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Yes.
Shireen just entered the room. I don't know if she's ready. Shireen, you ready to come in with us? Yeah. Okay. Serene and I talked. We had a meeting about hair day before yesterday or yesterday. I don't know when it was.
Thursday, I think.
Or, yeah, the days are going so strange.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. And the mics are very sensitive, so any little sound anywhere will pick it up.
Okay.
So basically, I feel so. Our conversation today, as you guys know, is a self-care check-in. So of course we're going to talk about hair, but more importantly, we're going to talk about a lot of the stuff that's been happening around the world, because I can't just talk about hair and not talk about everything else going on right now. And really, I'm grateful you guys were able to join me. That you three.
Yeah, I'm moving to a safer location.
Okay.
I'm moving to a safer location.
Okay. We'll let you get settled. It picks up everything. These microphones are every little movement, it's like on it. So basically, meet Portia and Dana. Everybody needs to hear me. And Dana, are you still there? Okay, somebody said we froze. Hopefully we're good. Oh, somebody wants to talk about Black-owned businesses. Yes, Rosalind. what do you want to talk about with Black-owned businesses? Because I could talk about that all day.
Mhm.
First of all, first of all, matter of fact, don't even let me get started with the Black-owned business. I think that that is a brand new awakening for a lot of us. My issue right now has been that I got knocked off by a Chinese company, and they stole videos off my page. They branded their look to look like my brush, right down to the colors. They went after a lot of influencers that have been supportive of me and behind me with the brush. They've gone after them. And so a lot of people have bought this other brush thinking it was mine, or they'll tag me comparing my brush to this other brush. And I'm like, yo, please stop tagging me in this brushes videos. I'm really over it. Because people think, so I don't know what they think. There's been a lot of education. I had a long conversation in the DM with a young lady who didn't even really pay attention to the maker of the brush. She just saw Black women using it and thought it was a Black product. So, what are your thoughts about solely recycling the dollars in our community? Like, how do we manifest this where people, because I think we're kind of in this like habit of just buying whatever and not thinking about it being black owned. What are your thoughts, Dana, on that?
So I grew up in Jacksonville, Florida, where we had a Black business pages. And definitely we had the Black business pages. We would refer to the Black business pages. We knew exactly who we were talking about when it came to the business that we wanted to get whatever service. Mm-hmm. Yesterday, I noticed that Yelp was kind of toting this whole Black-owned business kind of tagline. You know, corporations are really involved with the Black Lives Matters right now. So, but they're just kind of just making these blanket statements about whatever, their product and Black-owned. But I looked at the list of Black-owned businesses on Yelp, but then our business in my neighborhood that I know is owned by an Asian woman came up on the list. So I sent her a message. She was Black because I knew she wasn't. And it wasn't to at all expose her. It was just to make a point about the business, not her business, but Yelp. If you're going to talk about it, you got to put the action, the work, and everything behind that makes it known. I want to have Yellow pages, but I don't have that option. So I think for myself, I want to buy more Black-owned products. It's just doing the legwork along with my own job of teaching and being a mother is very difficult. So I would like an easier way. A logo. Maybe we need to do our own brand logo.
Yeah. Yes. I remember back in the day, they had the Proud Lady logo on the back of hair brands. And the Proud Lady logo was like basically what they did was, you knew when you picked up a hair brand that was Black owned, you turned around and you see the Proud Lady, like it was a symbol. And so you knew. So that's actually a really good idea, Dana. You know,
I'll get on it. I'll work on it.
Serene, what's your thoughts about that? How can we get more into recycling the dollars in our community?
I know it takes a lot of education on people knowing what's Black owned and then giving that information to other people. On Instagram, I saw that these are the products that are Black owned and these products aren't Black owned. And so just knowing that compiled information, just knowing that, I'm making conscious effort now to switch to products that are Black owned, because they have all the symbols and all the images of being Black owned, but not actually knowing who's the manufacturer or the owner of the product. Because it looks like ours, we're going to use it. Or we see people in advertisements that are using these products, we automatically go to purchase it. Or it's conveniently located in Walmart or conveniently located in grocery stores. We're just going to just pick them up because it's there.
So it looks, Renee, Black Wall Street products and services. Can you guys hear me? I get some feedback, but I know where it's coming from. Um, so that's it. I never heard of Black Wall Street. I don't know if it's an app. Renee, is it an app or a website that's called Black Wall Street? I'm curious. But Portia, what are your thoughts about this?
I was actually just talking about this yesterday with a good friend of mine, and I think there are so many reasons why we don't support Black businesses. I think one of the top ones being, it wasn't that long ago that everything we supported was a Black business because we had no choice prior to segregation. And then you hear about things like the Black thriving city that is now Central Park in New York, or the massacres that happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So I think we have to have, for one, we need to have a better understanding of history, because we very much were supporting each other more than we are now. And then
Mhm.
white people literally came in and destroyed our things. There was even those two young girls who started their own beauty supply in California, and they eventually had to shut it down because hair suppliers who were not Black people refused to sell and open an account with them.
So wait, say that again. There's some feedback coming from somewhere. You said that. Do you guys hear that?
Yeah, I hear it. I don't know where it's coming from though.
I don't know where it's coming from either. Okay, I'm just gonna. Yeah, I don't know where that's coming from. Okay, so you can mute. Let me close the window. Keep
Okay.
talking.
Um, just to repeat for anyone who didn't hear the last thing I said, there was these two young girls, these two young women who had their own Black-owned beauty supply here in California, and unfortunately they had to shut down, not because they didn't have the drive or whatever have you. It's because some key Black hair suppliers, the big businesses that weren't operated by Black people, refused to sell to them.
It's interesting.
So unfortunately, they couldn't continue to have business because there was only so many products they were able to sell without having that agreement.
I
Um,
remember a conversation about that, Portia, about it was a husband and wife team. They were authors, and they went around, I'm not mistaken, I think around the country, finding, locating Black owned businesses that were fantastic. I remember someone just had a line, we should have our own Black grocery store. Well, I think in Chicago, there was this Black owned grocery store. It was clean. They had the best produce. They had organic. They had conventional, everything that a grocery store anybody would want. But the two authors realized that it was because the Black community was not at all supporting these two people, because sometimes we have I think a misconception about what we can do, what kind of services, of quality services we can really offer. We kind of talk about this amongst ourselves like it's absolutely true when it's not. And so I think that it kind of can put a lot of people off. It's not just white people, it's also Black people that's not supporting Black people. And it's not always just because of people jealous or, the crabs in the barrel. It's just that maybe they just, have a also conditioned to think that we're not going to offer the quality product.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah, we're very.
The quality of the product is not as good as someone else's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like, so one of the things that happened this morning, I was trying to order breakfast from a Black owned place, and I didn't know until almost an hour and 15 minutes later that I couldn't get the food because they were busy or backed up or whatever was going on. So the Postmates actually had to leave because he was waiting so long. And I was like, oh my God, I want to eat. So it's like, what do you do when you try to support Black owned, but yet it's not up to par yet? It's not, you know what I mean? Like, do you tell the person, you know?
We can grace, especially considering the current climate, because I think regardless of whether they've been black owned or not, I know I've had experiences where it takes longer to get what might have been something that was very convenient at one point. But I think the problem with us is, even before the current climate, we would take one bad experience with a often small black business owner and see that as, this is why I don't
Hold
support
on,
black.
Portia. There's some crazy feedback. Does anybody have two devices airing at the same time?
Oh wait,
No.
my phone was next to my iPad. I just put it on flight mode.
Feels good. It's so crazy. You're muted. You muted yourself. So it only starts when we talk. You had a double.
Well, I put my phone
So
on
weird.
flight mode, so hopefully that makes a difference.
Hey, Dorothy, I did. I muted everybody one at a time, and still, from time to time it would just show up the sound.
This is live, y'all. This is live.
Always something. I think, as I was saying before, like we are very hard on each other, and we don't show a lot of grace or give room for redemption whenever honest mistakes happen. We'll have a bad experience with. This is why.
Crazy. I can't even hear you. It's louder.
Oh,
Wow.
that's just rude.
I'm making all that noise.
Yeah, what's happening here? It's so crazy. Okay.
Do you think if I put headphones in, it will make a difference?
Maybe.
I
Try
can
your
try.
headphones. Yeah. Try your headphones and let's see. Because I've never heard that. Dana, what Dana was talking about. Okay, so that's good. Internalized colonization that we have. There's so much. Back when I talked to.
No, your sound is kind of
Yeah, I
muted.
can barely hear you now.
Yeah.
So weird. I don't understand what's going on. And now it's gone. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Now I hear you.
Maybe it was the earphones. Portia, you may have solved it. I hope.
I hope so.
Okay.
I hope so.
Can you guys that are
And you can hear me?
Can you hear us? Okay, Dana Williams says she can hear us. Okay, I think you did.
Good
All
job.
Okay, cool.
Good job.
I'll keep them in then. I'll keep them in.
Nice.
What's the last thing you heard me say? What's the last thing you heard me say?
Well, like rarely anything.
Okay. Basically, I was saying that when a small black business makes a mistake, we tend to be like, oh, this is why I don't support black businesses. They're so unorganized. They don't do this. They're poor customer service. Meanwhile, Target can screw us over 5 times in a row, and we will continue to shop there on a regular basis. And that in itself is a very definition of privilege. The fact that a single person or entity can make a mistake, a non-black person, and it's never a reflection of that entire demographic.
That is so true. Oh my God.
But also, I think that we are sometimes hard on ourselves, and that reflects on to other people that looks like us. We're really, really hard on ourselves. We put ourselves down. We call ourselves stupid. And then we end up doing it to our sister and our brother in the same way. So maybe this, like what Lauren, I think was her name, internal colonization, really need to kind of fix that brokenness that's inside of us to see our worth and in others, in our brothers and sisters, in their businesses, in their even skill sets and what they do. Just giving each other the value. So maybe we got to start from that.
what's happening with the sound. It's getting worse again. So maybe I should start this over. I do not.
Do you want us to mute ourselves until we want to speak?
You know what, Serene? Do you have your earphones, Sharon? No.
No.
We're gonna try.
Let me see.
Mute it before you get up. Okay. Let's see if we can make it work this way. It's gone now, but let's see what's gonna happen. All right. I had a question. There was someone on here that had a really good question, actually, because I don't know. Okay, so Lemmy says, what about Black-owned brands like Shea Moisture taking investment money from investors such as Mitt Romney? Ooh, girl, that's deep. That's deep. We gonna get into this, Lemmy. Okay.
Is it Black-owned, not Black-owned? Which one?
Well, yeah, maybe it was Black-owned, and now it's, I don't know. I don't see. I don't. I know business is very different from, what am I trying to say? Okay, so if you've been running a company for a really long time and you've done all you can do and you want to retire, like I remember everybody came for Carol's daughter, for Lisa, for selling Carol's daughter. But after a while, when you've done everything you could do with that business and someone comes and wants to buy it, do
Wait,
you
Felicia, I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? This is so wild.
I can hear her. I can hear her.
You can hear me fine?
Can't hear you.
Anybody else hear me?
And I can hear you, Portia, too.
I can hear Portia. Can anybody that is tuned in hear me? Can somebody let us know if you can hear? I don't know. Maybe they can't hear me either because nobody's in the comments saying if they can hear me.
Okay, I'm here.
You can hear me, Caroline? Okay. You can hear Rachel. Okay, so they can hear me. All right. Portia, can you still not hear me? You can't hear me well, Portia? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Portia, maybe go out and come back in and see. Like log on and come back and see. So getting back to what Lemmy was saying, like I think with certain businesses, when they, when you get tired,
yeah, that is.
Wow. Okay. Maybe we can shut down. Maybe we're not talking about something that is okay for Facebook or StreamYard. I think we're fine, but this volume situation, I've never experienced this. So anyway, stay tuned. Yes, rebuke the devil. Thank you. Trapina said, rebuke the devil. Yeah, great thing. We're talking about something very important right now. So for this to, I wonder if we just start talking about it's weird, y'all. Maybe let me try that. All right. Okay.